Let's get started. We're about to dive into a story that's reshaping the world as we know it. In global politics, a new act is unfolding, a drama of epic proportions. The players are powerful, the stakes are high, and the outcome is far from certain. One that could reshape commerce and power for generations. This isn't just about trade deals and economic growth, it's about the very fabric of international relations, the balance of power shifting before our eyes. China, under President Xi Jinping, is strategically positioning itself on the world stage, is no longer just the world's factory, churning out goods for global consumption. It's extending its influence far beyond Asia, becoming a major investor and partner in regions across the globe, forging new alliances and challenging the established order. China is actively seeking to redefine the rules of the game. Meanwhile, Mexico is stepping out of the U.S. shadow, asserting its independence and seeking new opportunities on the global stage, aiming to become a key player in global trade, leveraging its resources and strategic location to attract investment and boost its economy. By leveraging its unique position between North and South America, this geographical advantage is becoming increasingly valuable in the evolving landscape of global commerce. The convergence of China's global ambitions and Mexico's quest for prominence is creating unexpected partnerships and reshaping regional dynamics, has sparked a project of staggering scale, a testament to the changing tides of global power. A new trade corridor across Mexico, poised to rival the Panama Canal. This ambitious undertaking has the potential to revolutionize global shipping routes and redraw the map of international trade. This collaboration is more than an infrastructure deal, it represents a deeper alignment of interests and a shared vision for the future. It's a bold geopolitical statement signaling a shift in the old dynamics of power. The implications of this partnership are far-reaching and could reshape the global order for decades to come. As we explore this development, we must ask some critical questions. What does it mean for the U.S., global trade, and the world order that has stood for nearly a century? How will this new alliance impact the existing power structures, and what role will the United States play in this evolving landscape? To understand the Mexico-China project, we must first grasp the importance of the Panama Canal. For over a century, the canal has been a vital artery, connecting the Atlantic and Pacific and slashing shipping times and costs. It's not just a shortcut, it's a linchpin of the global supply chain, handling thousands of vessels and countless goods each year. Any disruption, political, environmental, or logistical, sends shockwaves through the global economy. The canal's control has long symbolized American power in the Western Hemisphere, making it a choke point of immense geopolitical value. But as global trade grows, the canal faces congestion, larger ships, and climate-induced water shortages. These vulnerabilities have created an opening for alternatives. The world is hungry for new routes that can ease the strain on this century-old marvel. The world of global trade is constantly evolving, with nations seeking innovative ways to streamline the movement of goods. Enter the Interoceanic Corridor. This ambitious project represents a significant shift in how we think about international shipping and logistics. Of the Isthmus of Tehuantepec, this narrow strip of land connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans has long been recognized for its strategic importance. Mexico's bold answer to the Panama Canal. It's a direct challenge to the established maritime routes, promising a faster, more efficient alternative for global commerce. Instead of a waterway relying on locks and the vagaries of water levels, it's a $4.5 billion logistics corridor, a massive investment in infrastructure designed to revolutionize trade flows. This project is not just about moving goods, it's about transforming an entire region. Upgraded ports at Salina Cruz and Coatzacoalcos, modernizing facilities on both the Pacific and Gulf coasts to handle increased cargo volumes, linked by a modern railway. This isn't just any railway, it's a high-capacity, efficient system designed for speed and reliability. Picture a container ship from Shanghai docking at Salina Cruz, laden with goods destined for the eastern seaboard of the United States or Europe. Its cargo swiftly moved by train across Mexico, bypassing the lengthy and sometimes congested Panama Canal route, then shipped onward from the Gulf, reaching its final destination in record time. This land bridge aims to be so efficient, leveraging the latest technologies and streamlined processes, that the transfer takes just hours, a fraction of the time required for traditional shipping routes, offering flexibility and resilience against Panama's water woes, which have increasingly disrupted global shipping schedules. The project is a joint effort. Mexico leads, driving the vision and overseeing the implementation, but China brings investment, providing crucial financial backing for this ambitious undertaking. Engineering, sharing expertise in large-scale infrastructure development, and guaranteed cargo volume, ensuring the corridor's economic viability from the outset. It's more than a construction contract, it's a strategic partnership with far-reaching implications. It's a deep economic alliance, forging closer ties between two major global economies. With Chinese shipping lines like COSCO as primary customers, securing a steady stream of business for the corridor. The corridor will also host industrial parks attracting businesses looking to take advantage of the strategic location and efficient logistics, and manufacturing hubs, creating new jobs and stimulating economic growth in the region, turning Mexico into a central hub for value-added production, boosting its competitiveness in the global marketplace. This nearshoring appeals to companies, particularly those in North America, seeking to move supply chains closer to consumers, reducing transportation costs, and improving responsiveness. For Mexico, the prize is not just transit fees, although those will be substantial, but a transformation into a powerhouse of manufacturing and logistics, solidifying its position as a key player in the global economy. For China, Latin America represents a vast and largely untapped frontier, ripe with opportunities for strategic expansion and economic partnership. It's a region brimming with resources and potential, and Beijing has been carefully laying the groundwork to capitalize on this. Investing in Mexico is a masterstroke of strategy, a calculated move on the global chessboard. It's not just about immediate financial returns, it's about positioning itself for long-term geopolitical advantage. It's about more than business, it's about reshaping the global trade landscape and establishing a firm foothold in a region traditionally dominated by the United States. China is diversifying trade routes, seeking alternatives to existing choke points and establishing greater control over the flow of goods worldwide. Reducing reliance on the Panama Canal, a critical but potentially vulnerable waterway. By developing alternative routes, China aims to mitigate risks and ensure the smooth passage of its exports, and gaining control over its supply chain security, ensuring that its economic lifeline remains uninterrupted regardless of geopolitical tensions or unforeseen disruptions. This project is a flagship of the Belt and Road Initiative, a massive infrastructure development strategy that spans continents and aims to connect China to the rest of the world. Extending China's influence deep into Latin America, forging new partnerships and challenging the established order. By funding critical infrastructure such as ports, railways, and energy projects, China builds goodwill and economic leverage, solidifying its position as a key player in the region's development. Tying Mexico's fortunes closer to Beijing, creating a relationship of mutual dependence that could reshape the economic and political landscape of the Americas. It's a soft power move designed to win hearts and minds through cultural exchange, educational programs, and humanitarian aid. Challenging U.S. dominance in its own backyard, a direct challenge to the long-held Monroe Doctrine, and offering Latin America an alternative to Washington, a new partner that doesn't come with the historical baggage and perceived interference of the United States. The corridor positions Chinese companies, giving them a strategic advantage in accessing key markets. To serve the North American market, bypassing traditional trade routes and potentially undercutting competitors, not just as shippers but as manufacturers, establishing production hubs closer to the end consumer. This nearshoring could help China bypass tariffs imposed by the US and other countries, and political tensions with the US, allowing it to maintain access to crucial markets despite ongoing trade disputes, while strengthening ties with Mexico, fostering a deeper and more resilient partnership. It's a brilliant maneuver, a carefully orchestrated plan to achieve multiple strategic objectives simultaneously. China secures access to American consumers, ensuring a continued demand for its products, and cements its role as a global economic powerhouse, solidifying its position as a leading force in the 21st century. The US must now reckon with a formidable competitor, one that is strategically positioning itself to challenge American influence on multiple fronts. Operating just across its southern border, a development that could have profound implications for US national security and economic competitiveness. For Mexico, the interoceanic corridor is a chance to reshape its economic destiny. The immediate benefit thousands of jobs and a boost to a historically poor region. Long-term, Mexico could collect significant revenue from transit fees and logistics, funding social programs and reducing dependence on oil and remittances. The corridor's industrial parks could spark a manufacturing renaissance, creating stable, higher-paying jobs and moving Mexico up the value chain. But the risks are real. Massive investment, political stability, and flawless coordination are required. Corruption, cost overruns, and technical challenges loom large. Mexico's close partnership with China adds geopolitical complexity. Risking friction with the U.S. security is a major concern. Organized crime and unrest threaten the corridor's reliability. For Mexico to succeed, it must build not just infrastructure, but a secure, stable environment for this new artery to thrive. Comparing the Mexican corridor and the Panama Canal reveals two very different solutions to the same problem. The Panama Canal is an all-water route, simple for shippers but limited by ship size and water supply. The Mexican corridor is a land bridge relying on rapid transloading between ship and train. Its challenge making the transfer so efficient, it rivals the canal's 8 to 10 hour transit. Its advantage? It can handle the world's largest ships, which can't fit through Panama. The corridor's deep-water ports allow for greater economies of scale and potentially lower shipping costs. Unlike Panama, the rail route isn't vulnerable to droughts, giving it an edge in reliability as climate change worsens. If Mexico delivers on speed and efficiency, it could become a compelling alternative for global shipping. A new trade route in Central America will shake up global shipping. Competition means lower fees, better service, and more options for shippers, benefits that could trickle down to consumers. The Mexican corridor could realign shipping lanes, becoming the preferred route for goods from North Asia to the U.S. East Coast. Ports on the U.S. Gulf and East Coast may see more traffic, while some West Coast ports could lose volume. This shift will create winners and losers, forcing cities and states to adapt. The project could inspire similar corridors worldwide, from Thailand to Africa, as nations seek to diversify trade routes. Mexico's corridor is a test case for infrastructure-led development and trade diversification. If successful, it could become a global blueprint for the future of commerce. On the Isthmus of Tehuantepec, the corridor's impact is deeply personal. For many, it's a beacon of hope, promising jobs, prosperity, and a better future in a long-neglected region. Local leaders see a chance to transform their communities, while young people hope to find work close to home, but environmentalists and indigenous groups are wary. The region's rich biodiversity is at risk from deforestation, pollution, and habitat disruption. Indigenous communities fear displacement and demand a voice in the process, seeking fair compensation and environmental protection. The project's legacy will be defined by how it balances progress with respect for people and the environment. As construction advances, the world watches with anticipation and anxiety. Success depends on Mexico's ability to deliver world-class efficiency and security, proving its corridor is a true rival to Panama. The U.S. faces a new reality. China has established a strategic foothold just south of its border, forcing Washington to rethink its approach to Latin America. This could spark a new era of great power competition, with Mexico caught between two giants. For developing nations, the project is an inspiration, a sign that ambitious partnerships can reshape national destinies. For America's allies, it's a reminder of China's relentless global expansion. Whether the corridor becomes a triumph or a cautionary tale, its impact will be felt in ports, boardrooms, and capitals worldwide. The Isthmus of Tehuantepec is now a focal point where the currents of the 21st century converge.